हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम अप्यायन्तु ममांगानि वाक् प्राणचक्षुश्रुत्रमथो श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम्। माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। निराकरणस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मने निरतया उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि संतुते मयि संतुते मयि संतु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। May the Supreme Lord increase the strength of my legs, my speech, my vital force prana, my eyes, and the strength of my ears. All is Brahman as declared in the Upanishads. Let me not deny the Brahman ever, and may the Supreme Lord Parabrahman, the Brahman, may not deny me. Let our relationship be eternal. Let the divine qualities that are declared in these holy scriptures in the Upanishads be established in me. May they increase in me. Om peace, may Om peace, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. This is the prayer of the Upanishads. कल्याणत्रिगात्राय कांतार्थप्रदायने श्रीमद् वेंकटनाथाय श्रीनिवासाय ते नमः। पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सिद्धधन्वर्ताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे। हरि ओम। ओम त्रिसाम्ने नमः। Om salutations to him who is praised by the three Saama songs known as Devavratam. The entire Rigveda, 9th mandala of Rigveda is dedicated to Soma, the Supreme Lord of joy and bliss, the Lord of speech, the Lord of the songs, the Lord of beauty in the expression of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Self, the Supreme Brahman, the all-pervading Supreme Spirit Sri Hari Narayana is praised by the Vedas, by the Vyavrutis and the Udgita. He is sung by Samagana and the Bruhat Sama songs. We have three great factors which comprises of all activities in this universe. They are space, time and mass. Mass is energy which is constantly converted into light and light into mass. The space, though appears infinite, exists in relation to time and speed of light. The time, though appears eternal, exists in relativity with respect to the interval between the two events. And the mass is the packets of light. The power of the Supreme Lord is experienced by the living creatures. The support of all the living creatures is the vital force prana. The self is always accompanied by this vital force. The vital force is the power of the Supreme Self. The Saama songs explain the parts of the divine creative energy, how they form, how they take different shapes of the divine forces that run this universe. And the Supreme Lord is worshipped by the Soma mantras of the Rigveda. And the creator of joy and bliss, Pavamana Soma, may he flow in us and make our life joyful and blissful. And these Sama songs are the waves of sounds that have emanated from the enlightened, from the lotus heart of the enlightened rishis. who saw the power and who realized the power and glory of the Supreme Lord, and they are the carriers of joy and bliss. They are so beautiful, so enlightening, they energize the body and the mind. And the entire ninth mandala of the Rigveda, consisting of nearly 1000 mantras, are dedicated to Soma, which are called Soma Upamana Sukta. Namasedu Pasidata Dhabnere Trinitana Indumindre Dadatana. This is the Rigveda of the ninth mantra. Ninth mandala, 11th Sukta, 6th mantra says, with all the humility, with all the devotion, and with all the feeling, with all the with all the feelings, with the sense of total surrender, sit cross-legged in the Padmasana and make the mind steady, establish the inner self, the Jivatma, in the Supreme Lord Paramatma. This is the only way for joy and bliss. And the only way for joy and bliss is the path of dhyan, is the path of meditation. Namese Rupasidata, Dabne Pishtinitana, Induminde Tadatana. Let the individual soul, our Jiva, our Atma may become one with the Supreme Lord who is all pervading. This is the Supreme Yoga. And O Supreme Lord, you know all the embodied souls. You are all your innumerable sparks which have entered into the living bodies. And just as the cows filled with milk give milk, the enlightened rishis show their supreme devotion. And they realize this. No, they realize the enlightened rishi, the enlightened, knowledgeable person, filled with love and kindness, and with the protection of the Atmagyan, with the knowledge of the self, he totally surrenders to the Supreme Lord, and he attains the supreme bliss in this very much disturbed world. This world is very, very disturbed. More we enter into the world, more we find disturbance, more we get agitated, and more we get perplexed. And our all mental peace and tranquility is destroyed. Even living in this world, to be immersed in the total law, totally in the Supreme Lord, is the only way of experiencing the joy and bliss. The physical, mental and spiritual are the three obstructions. The enlightened Rishi who has crossed over these three oceans, established the Supreme Lord verily in his own heart and attained the supreme bliss. And the nature of the Supreme Lord, the nectar of joy and bliss flows through the enlightened Rishi, and through the enlightened seer, through the enlightened knowledgeable person, flows to all other who are around him. And they all get purified, they all get fulfilled, and all the divine forces, the great elements, the mind, they become supremely pure because of the flow of the nectar of the joy and bliss, of the love and bliss of the Supreme Lord. Adnaya vite grunano huvedate nihota sasyabarishi. This is the first mantra of the Saama Veda. The Supreme Lord who is self-illumined. He doesn't require any other illumination. He is self-illumined. He is the Supreme Lord who lords over the presides singly, alone over the Supreme, over all the universe, and He is all pervading. the all-pervading Supreme Lord in the form of divine energy, Agni Deva, He helps us in all our expansion and to spread our way of life and the flow of the joy and bliss and strength from all directions. He goes on giving whatever we desire, and whatever we do not require, whatever is not admissible, He removes them. O Supreme Lord of supreme joy and bliss and supreme brightness, bright light shine in our own heart. Please grant us knowledge and wealth and establish in our heart with all your greatness and brightness. Abodhi Agni Samida Jananam Pratidhenum Vivayati Sri Ushasam Yahva Iva Pravaya Mujjihanaha Prabhanavaha Sasvate Nakamacha. This is the Saama Veda Agneya Kanda, 73rd mantra. The flame that emanates from the fuel that is offered to the Yajna in the oblation of the sacrificial fire. Just as the cow runs towards its calf for giving its milk, and just as early in the morning the branches of the tree are facing towards the sky, and just as the blazing fire spreads everywhere in the space, in the upwards, may the supreme power of the Supreme Lord spreads and may flow it and flow to us, and it shines all. And the souls, the hearts, the minds and the bodies of the enlightened rishis who are devoted to the Supreme Lord gets charged and shines and runs towards the supreme abode of the Supreme Lord. This is the most beautiful mantra of the Vedas, which are beyond the creation of any poet. Just as the flame, just as the smoke emanating from the fuels of the sacrificial fire comes out, just as the cow filled with milk runs to its calf to give its milk, and just as early in the morning all the branches of the tree are facing towards the sky upwards, and just as all the blazing fire spreads in the sky, moves upwards, the supreme power of the Supreme Lord spreads everywhere and shines our heart. This is the supreme beautiful mantra of the Rig Veda. Om Samagaya Namaha. Om salutations to him who chants the Samagana, the Saama songs. Saama means the same, there being no difference, there being no duality in natures. The description of the Supreme Lord who is the same with His creation, He is not without His creation. He is one with the Supreme creation. And in the Supreme Lord is same to all. His creations are same to all. The air is same to all. Water is same to all. Earth, space, planets, stars, rivers, mountains, all are same to all. The vital force prana is same to all. The consciousness is same to all. The joy and bliss are same to all. Everything is same to all. It is the human mind that creates all the divisions and destroys the will and the joy and pleasure. The whole universe sings the Saama songs. This creation itself is in the form of a song, the Saama songs. The sounds of the rivers flowing, the sounds of the winds blowing, the sounds of cloudburst and the rains falling, the silence in which all the plants grow and flowers bloom, are all songs and celebrations. They are all the various states of Samagana. All the sounds and songs have evolved from nature. The sounds of the cuckoos, the human voice expressing in song and speech are all different modifications of the Saama songs. Saama Veda consists of songs expressing the joy of creation by the Supreme Lord, by the Supreme Paramatman, the sameness of creation with the same Supreme Self in poetic form, prayer with love and devotion to the Supreme Lord. And the Saama songs have different expressions. Swamagne jnanam hota vishvesham hitaha dever bir manushe jane. This is the Saama Veda first mandala, second mantra. O Supreme Lord in the form of divine fire, you are the light of all the sacrificial fires, all the prayers and offerings, all the yajnas that is going on in the universe in different forms. You are the one who is shining through the different forms of sacrificial fires. The Supreme Lord, you are the source of all auspiciousness and wealth. You shine in different ways. You shine as intelligence, you shine as the vital force prana, you shine as the joy and bliss, and you shine as the sun, and you shine in so many different ways. You shine as the light in all the homes. You shine as the fire of the hearth, of the cooking fire in the homes. And you are the one performing all the yajnas, all the sacrifices, all the disciplines, all the vratas, all the offerings. And you are the one who shines in all the minds and hearts of all the enlightened rishis. Preshtambo atitim stushe mitramiva priyam magne ratham navedyam. So this is the Saama Veda first mandala, fifth mantra. The most dear friend, the most venerable guest, who is very venerable, who is very close, who is very kind and lovable, O Supreme Lord, we pray to you with all the love and devotion. And just like the chariot takes the charioteer forward, you please take us forward on the path of joy and bliss. You are my navigator, you are my charioteer, and you please take us along the path of joy and bliss and health and happiness. Tvam no gne maho vihi pahi vishwasyarate utadvisho matyasva. This is again the Saama Veda, sixth mantra. In the Rigveda, first mandala, first sukta, sixth mantra. O Supreme Lord in the form of divine fire, divine supreme creative energy, vital force prana, by your great powers, please keep us away from small-mindedness, from petty-mindedness. Don't make us small. Let us be magnificent, let us be magnanimous. And you, by your powers, you make us big. It is the most beautiful mantra. Let us not be small-minded. Let us not be misers. Let us not be short-sighted. Let us grow in vision and in action. Sham no devi ravishte, sham no bhavantu pitye, sham yor vishravantu naha. O Supreme Lord, who is having all the noble and divine qualities, may you fulfill all our desires. May you give us peace. May you give us happiness. And may you flow all the joy and happiness through us. and may you spread them through us and through all. Ya vaksa ruk tasmat apranan apan rucham abhivyaharti. Ya ruk tat sama tasmat apranan apan sama gayati yat sama. Sa udgitaha tasmat apranan apanan udgayati. This is the Chandogya Upanishad of the first chapter, third section, fourth month shloka says, what is speech? That is the Ruk, that is the Rigveda, that is the Ruk, that is the mantra of the Rigveda, that is the sound of the Rigveda. Our honest speech is the sound of the Rigveda. When we do not take the in-breath, nor when we are letting out our breath, at that junction, the junction of not breathing in or breathe out, in that junction, we chant the Ruk mantra. The Ruk mantra, the sound of the Rigveda song mantra comes out at the junction of not breathing or not breathing out. And what is Ruk is that itself is Sama. The Veda is same. Only from the Rigveda all the other Vedas have emanated. And what is Sama is also Udgita. Udgita is the Omkara that uplifts us. The Soma songs uplifts us, uplifts our energy, uplifts our strength, uplifts our mental conditions, uplifts our intelligence. It is the one that elevates us, which takes us upwards to a better heights. That means getting rid of all the earth content, all the impurities. Atha kalvasi samvruddhya upasasarani iti upasita yena samna shoshyam syat tat samo upadave. This is again the Chandogya Upanishad, first chapter, third section, 8th mantra. And if we want to fulfill all our desires, we have to meditate, we have to focus on our desired object and chant the Supreme Lord by the Saama mantra. We have to chant the Saama Veda mantra to fulfill our desires, focusing the desired object. Keep the desired object in your mind, address to the Supreme Lord and chant, pray to the Supreme Lord in the Saama Veda mantra. Then the desired objects come to us. We attain the desired object. And this is the methodology of the mantra. In the mantra, in the any Rigveda mantra, we have got three portions: Rushi, Devata, Chandas. Rushi is the seeker, Devata is the supreme power, the divine power that bestows all our desires, who grants us our desired object. And the Chandas is the structure of the Vedic mantra. That is the carrier of our desire as in the wave form, that is the carrier of energy that connects the Rushi and also Devatas by the sound waves for the purpose of satisfying our desires. These are the power of the mantras. It is only the powers of the Vedic mantras. Vedic mantras have power to establish the seeker, the Rishi and all the Devata. It is the means of attaining all our desired objects. This is the power of the mantra. Om Saamne namah. The Sri Hari Narayana, the Supreme Lord, the Parabrahman, is verily the form of the Saama Veda mantra. It is already said, the structure of the Veda in sound form, the structure of the human beings in the physical form, and the structure of the Supreme Lord in the universal form, they are all represent the same. They are one and the same. So this is how the mantra therapy has evolved. The structure of the Vedic mantras are perfect. And there are thousands of mantras, there are 10,552 mantras in the Rigveda, and also thousands of mantras in Yajurveda, Samveda and Atharvana Veda. They all constitute the structure of the human physiology. since the structure of the mantras are perfect, we can correct the defect of our body organs, remove the diseases by relating our body through these Vedic mantras. This is the mantra, this is called the basis of the mantra therapy. Vedanam samvedosmi devanam asmi vasvaha indriyanam manaschasmi bhutanam asmi chetana. This is Bhagavad Gita's 10th chapter, 22nd month sloka. Sri Krishna says to Arjuna, I am the Saama Veda among the Vedas, I am the best. Sri Krishna says he is the best among all. He is the Himalayas among the mountains. He is the Kapila Rishi among the sages. He is the Saama Veda among the Vedas. And he is the mind among the body organs. And among the gods he is the Vasus. And among the living beings I am the intelligence. Without this intelligence, the man is reduced to nothing. There are these different Vedas represents different great elements. The earth represents the Rigveda, the fire, the divine fire, the Agni represents the Saama Veda, and just as the earth is standing, all things are standing on the Rigveda, the Saama is standing on the Rigveda, and the fire is established on the earth. The fire is the Saama Veda, earth is the Rigveda, just as the Saama Veda is resting on the Rigveda, the fire is established on earth. It is called Saama. So also Akasha represents the Ruk and Surya is the Saama. Just as the sun is established in the sky, so sky space is the Ruk and Surya is the Saama. So the only based on the Saama mantras, Saama mantras, all songs are created. So the Saama becomes the source of all prayers and worships and meditations, all the offerings. So that is the basis on which all things are established. Ka samno gatiriti swara iti hovacha swarasya ka gatiriti prana iti hovacha pranasya. Ka gatiriti annam iti hovacha annasya cha gatiriti apayiti hovacha. This is the Chandogya Upanishad. It says, the Guru says to Shilaka, what is the essence of Saama Veda, Saama mantra? The Guru says, the Swara is the pitch, the sound is the pitch, the clarity, the sound, the clear sound, the sharp sound is the essence of the Saama. And this clear pitch, this Swara is the essence of our prana. If we are not strong and healthy, our clear voice, we cannot chant the songs of Vedic mantras. And the essence of this prana is food. If we do not take food for even one day, our voice will become very, very faint. Our voice will reduce. And the essence of food is water. Food is made out of water maximum. And what is best and auspicious, and what is fruitful and what is helpful, and what is the best and the precious, that is the Saama. That is the best is the Saama. So one is better than all the things are established on the Saama. And we have got different forms of Saama mantras. We have got 7 forms of Saama mantra. There are Saama mantras in Gayatri Chandas which join mind, body organs and the vital force prana. It joins. And there is called Vamadeva mantras which brings together male and female, man and woman. And one who knows this enjoys all the joy and happiness in life. And he should not deny any woman. This is the vrata, this is the discipline. And there are Rathantara Saama mantras which produce the fire in everywhere, which produce the fire in ourselves, which energizes us. Rathantara Saama produces the joy, produces the energy in us. Vamadeva Saama mantra brings man and woman together. The desired man for the desired woman, the desired woman for the desired man. The lovers are brought together by the Vamadeva Saama mantras. And the Gayatri mantras, they unify mind, speech and the vital force. The Rathantara Saama produces the fire, the energizes us. Bruhat Saama mantra, it establishes the travel, the journey of the sun itself. And we should not blame the sun for anything at all. Anything that is the subject matter in the Saama mantras, we cannot deny, we cannot abuse, we cannot complain, we should not. Then those powers are lost in us, which flows in us. Because the powers of the power of the Saama mantras flows through our body. The power of the great elements, the sun, air, water, fire, earth, all flow through our body, and they all flow by chanting the Saama Veda mantras. They are activated. So, Vairaja Saama mantras, they combine together, they create harmony, they create harmony and happiness in all the 5 seasons of Grishma, Vasanta, Shishira, Varsha, Mattu and then Hemanta. So they combine the spring, the rainy season, the winter, summer, all these 5 seasons, they create the continuity. They make all the seasons continuous. And the Shakwari Saama mantras combine the whole universe, all the world, our world of life itself. If we chant the Shakwari mantras and realize their meaning, the whole world becomes friendly to us. We do not find any difference or any inconvenience wherever we go, because these Shakwari mantras all are connected. The earth is connected in Hinkara, the space is connected in Prastava, the space, the heaven, the total freedom is established in Udgita, and all the directions are Pratihara. These are the 5 stages of the Saama mantras, causing one to the other, culminating in the Pratihara. And all these Vedic mantras energize and activate different factors which are the cause of our joy and happiness in our life. So the Gayatri Chandas, the Rathantara Samas, the Bruhat Saama mantras, Vairupa Saama mantra, Vairaja Saama mantras, and the Revati Saama mantras join together all the animals. So if we want to be fond of animals, if the animals want to be friendly to us, they want to come near to us, we have to chant the Revati Saama mantras, and we should not abuse or we should not find any defect in any animal. So the creation of the Supreme Lord is one which are connected by various Saama mantras. And the Yajnavalkiya Saama mantras join together, they connect all our body organs, they make us to work in a beautiful, harmonious way. This is the Yajnavalkya Sama Mantra. So these are the 7 types of Sama Mantras which are responsible, which make our life very beautiful. If we know and adopt this, our life becomes very beautiful, healthy, strong and beautiful. This is the purpose. All purpose of knowledge is only to make life simple, beautiful, joyful, healthy and strong. Ultimate is joy and happiness. That is the Sama, that is the ultimate goal of Sama Mantras, because they are the carriers of the nectar of joy and bliss that flows from the Supreme Lord. So these are the 7 types of Sama Mantras. Gayatri Sama Mantra, Ratantra Sama, Vairup Sama, Vairaja Sama, Shakwari Sama, Revati Sama and Yajnavalkya Sama. Loma Hinkarha Tvaprastavo Mam Samudjitam Asti Pratiharo Majjanidanam Etat Yajnaya Jneyam Angeshu Protam. This is what is declared in the Chandogya Upanishad, 2nd chapter, 19th section, 1st mantra. Because the hairs are the Inkara. These are the different parts of the Sama Mantra, different parts. Hinkara is one part, Prastava is one part, Udgita is one part, Pratihara is one part, and Nidana is another part. So Nidana is all these 5 parts of the 5 parts of the mantras, and just as all these, the Sama Mantra relates, connects all these 5 parts, it also connects the 5 parts of the body, 5 parts of the structure of the objects that are made of in this universe. The hair is Hinkara, the skin is Prastava, the mamsa, the flesh is our Udgita, our bones are Pratihara, and the Majja, that is the thing, the part of that organ of the body that produces the blood, that is the Majja, that is the Nidana. And one who knows this, he never suffers any defect or damage to the body organs. And only thing is, he should not eat the fish and the mamsa during the chanting of these mantras. When he has taken a vow to chant these mantras, he should not eat this. And Rajan Sama Mantras, they combine all the 5 great elements. So this is the 7th is the Rajan Sama Mantra. They connect air, water, fire, earth and space, the great 5 building blocks of life, the 5 great building blocks of the body, the great 5 building blocks of all objects, bodies and beings in this world that makes this world itself. They are all connected together by the Rajana Sama Mantras. And we should not find defect or abuse the Brahmins who chant these Vedic mantras. We should respect them, honor them. This is the order, this is the declaration of the Vedas. These beautiful 7 types of Sama Mantras, they are so extremely useful to the humanity, given by the Supreme Lord Himself through the enlightened Rishis. The Gayatri Sama Mantra, Ratantra Sama Mantra, the Gayatri Sama Mantra connects the mind, body, organs and the vital force. The Vamadeva Sama Mantras connects the desired woman and the desired man and brings the closest their affectionates together, those who dear and near and dear. It is brought together by the Vamadeva Sama Mantras. Ratantra Sama Mantra energizes, makes one strong and healthy, And Bruhat Sama mantra establishes the time and the movement of the sun itself. And Vairaj Sama mantra combines the rishis and make all the seasons and makes the life very beautiful in all the five. Shakvari Sama mantras combine this world, and wherever they go, the space, the countries are very beneficial to them. And Revati Sama mantras combines, makes them very dear to all the animals. Yajnavalkya Sama mantra combines all our body organs, and Rajan Sama mantra connects all the great elements itself. So, and all these Sama mantras only, they combine, they join together all the four Vedas. So, thus, the Saama Veda mantras are verily the driving force or reasons. They are the reason for the creation of this universe itself, of the life itself. And the divine nectar of the Supreme Lord that flows through in the form of Saama Vedas creates all this and makes them all joyful and blissful. And one who knows he is really enlightened, he only knows. And the whole, all the divine forces, all the gods, all the people, all the animals bring homage to this person who lives according to them. And only condition the discipline and his surrender to the Supreme Lord. He should surrender to the Supreme Lord, and he should meditate, he should be immersed in dhyan, and he should meditate and realize that all is himself. All aham brahmasmi, all is in me. This is what one should realize and meditate. And whoever meditates, chants these mantras, they attain their desired goals. Yastat Veda sa Veda sarvam sarvadisho balim asmai haranti sarvasmiti upasita tad vratam tad vratam. That is the discipline, that is the order, that is what we have to follow. And we have to Yastat Veda sa Veda sarvam sarvadisho balim asmai haranti. All the joys and happiness that flows in all directions come and reach him, make him the source, and what he should do is he should become the supreme devotee, and he should immerse, he should enter into the divine samadhi, into divine state of dhyan, the meditation, and realize that I am all this, I am only that, I am Brahman, aham brahmasmi, like that he should realize. This will be what is declared in the Chandogya Upanishad. Agnayun Shipausa Asvorjam Visham Chanaha Are Bhadasva Duchunam. This is Rigveda again says in the 9th mandala, 66th Sukta, 19th mantra. The Shatam Vaikanaso Rishi prays to Pavitra Soma, the Supreme Lord in the form of Soma, the Lord of joy and bliss in the Gayatri Chandas. Om Supreme Venerable Soma, you have purified my heart, you have purified my life itself, and you are flowing through me in the form of vital force, in the form of prana, and you are controlling it. And you please give me 3 types of strength, physical, mental and spiritual, and keep all my enemies far away, keep all the Arishad Vargas that are the enemies, keep far away. And you are the one who creates, who gives forum to all the enlightened rishis, enlightened seers and the poets. Yah pavamani radhyaiti rishibhihi samvrutam rasam sarvam saputam ashnoti swaditam matrishvana. This is again the Rigveda in the 9th mandala, 67th Sukta, 31st mantra. Whoever reads these mantras, Saama Veda mantras of the Rigveda in the 9th mandala, whoever understands it, whoever appreciates it, whoever meditates on that, they enjoy all the fruits and the glories of the Supreme Lord, blessed by the Supreme Lord, graced by the Supreme Lord. They enjoy all the wealth, happiness, prosperity, peace and tranquility, all the joy of life they experience because that is the nature of the Supreme Lord. And whoever chants these Pavamana Suktas, the goddess of knowledge, Saraswati, blesses the enlightened, the knowledgeable persons, the devotees, with all the name and fame and wealth. And just as our 5 body organs, 5 sensory organs, the eyes, ears, nose, taste and touch, experience the qualities of all objects, those who want to enjoy this world, the good ones, the good and the righteous, they also pray and attain the grace of this Pavamana Soma. And this grace of the Supreme Lord flows through the devotees, flows from the Supreme Lord to the devotees, just as the milk flows from the cow to its calf. Mandrasya rupam vidurmanishna hasyeno yadanyo abharat paravataha tam marjayanta surudam navishva ushantam amshum pariyantam rugbhyam. This is the Rigveda mantra of the 9th mandala, 68th sukta, 6th mantra. The knowledgeable and enlightened rishis who perform the yajnas, who guide the devotees to perform the yajnas, to perform the oblations, the fire worship, through which all the divine forces or prayer and worship for whom the oblations are offered, sacrifices are offered, they know the form of the Soma, the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of joy and bliss. And this joy and bliss is brought by the divine bird called Gayatri from distant heaven. So the Gayatri mantra, which is like a heaven, which is like a bird, in the form of a bird, has come from the heaven for giving joy to the devotees, for the chanters. And this is the power and the glory of the Gayatri Chandas. It represents the Saama songs in the form of the Gayatri Chandas. It is flowing from the heaven to the earth, to the devotees, and like a bird flying from this space to the earth. And the Supreme Lord, pleased by the chanting of these Vedic mantras by the devotees, he showers all his blessings on the devotees. And at the end of all the prayers and worships and oblations and yajna, it is given to all the participants in the form of food, because the joy and bliss and strength of the Supreme Lord of the Saama Veda, they flow through the food, and without offering food, without giving food to the participants, the yajna is complete. No prayer, no worship, no function, nothing is complete without offering of the food, which are the carriers of the joy and bliss and strength of the Supreme Lord, who is addressed in all these sacrifices. Dakshina sujate shushmya sadam veti druho rakshasah pati jagruvaha hriropasham krunute vapaspaya upaste chambo brahma nirnije This is again the Veda mantra, 9th mandala, 71st sukta, first mantra. It says, on all the festivals and on the holy and auspicious days, people give gifts, people distribute presents, food, fruits, flowers in the name of the Supreme Lord. By this offering, by these gifts of fruits, flowers, food and presents in the name of the Supreme Lord, the power of the Supreme Lord flows through us. So the giver is always enlightened, the giver is always strengthened, and the giver becomes always rich. This present, this gift prizes the giver, destroys the evil forces, and protects them for all calamities. This power of gifting, this power of donorship, one who donates, one who gives gifts, one who gives food, one who gives presents, the power of the Supreme Lord flows through him, and that is the cause of all the prosperity, all the growth, happiness and prosperity, and this itself is the cause of the increase in power of the sun itself. This is the most beautiful mantra of the Veda, which eulogizes, which prizes, which declares, and which gives importance to donorship. We have to be liberal, we have to give. Only by giving we get. We should not be misers. And after all, we have not brought anything and we are not going to carry anything. And one who dies rich dies in vain. For some persons who may be fit or unfit, they enjoy that and may use it for any right or wrong causes. But what we have earned by our honest and hard work, we have right to give, and we should give only for the right causes. And only by that one attains all joy and bliss. This is declared in the Rig Veda of the 9th mandala in the Pavan Sutta. Om Nirvanaya Namaha. Only by the supreme grace of the Supreme Lord, all the miseries, all the sorrows, all the tensions, all the anxieties disappear, and the joy and bliss, permanent peace is established only by His grace. And salutations to the Supreme Lord Sri Hari Narayana, who is only the bestower of this joy and bliss. Total surrender, supreme devotion and total surrender is the name of the game. Only by surrendering ourselves, by dhyan, by total devotion, without any desire, the Supreme Lord gives all the joy and bliss. And He is the only one who can give us liberation from all the miseries and the difficulties. As long as we live, as long as we are having a body, everything is a bondage. The body itself is a bondage. The mind is a bondage. And the soul is imprisoned. The Atma is imprisoned in the body. It cannot go, because it's of its identification with the limited body and the mind, it is bound, it is a prisoner. And only He who is totally free can give freedom to others. Only He who is liberated can liberate the others. And nobody, any living being is not liberated. To be liberated is an extremely difficult and requires great sadhana, realization. The body has to be free, the mind has to be free. It should not be, because all are connected. The body is connected to the mind is connected to the soul, And when this connection disappears, the body itself disintegrates. And it is only the Supreme Lord who can give this supreme knowledge of to become liberated. And that is one's freedom. The Supreme Lord, who is the ocean of bliss, He only can give us joy and bliss. All are established, all are centered in the Supreme Lord. Just as the water flows from the top of the hill very easily downwards, all this flows from the Supreme Lord from upwards to the embodied souls, to the jivas, to the jivatmas, to the devotees. Yo antasukho antaramastatantar jyotirevayah sayogi brahmanirvanam brahmabhuto adhigacchati is what is stated in the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, 24th sloka. Sri Krishna says, who is always cheerful, who is always joyful, who is one who is always contented, and one who is enlightened, one who is knowledgeable, he only attains supreme freedom. He only is fit to attain, to become Brahman. So these are the qualification of realizing Aham Brahmasmi. Not without that. One who is extremely happy, one who is joyful, one who is not attached, one who knows, and one who is not attached, one who has no desire at all, absolutely. He only is fit to become Brahman. He can say, I am Brahmasmi. And that is a natural, spontaneous feeling. It is not that what one says, it is not the expression, it is one's feeling. Labante Brahma Nirvanam Vishyaha Kshina Kalmashaha Chinvadvaida Yatatmanah Sarva Bhuta Hitahrata. So the Bhagavad Gita says in the 5th chapter, 25th sloka, one whose sins are destroyed, one in whose all dualities are destroyed, because this world is nothing but duality, nothing but comparison. It exists in duality and relativity. And in whom all the feelings of difference, that I am different, he is different, this is mine, that is yours, in whom all this nature of feeling of possessiveness, selfishness has disappeared, and one who is self-controlled, and one who thinks good and welfare of all, he is only fit for liberation. Self-control is very, very important. We cannot be guided by the attraction of our sense organs. Always our all body organs, our eyes, ears, nose, taste, they are all attracted towards the sense object. If something beautiful appears, then our eyes runs there. If some melodious sound is coming, our ears will turn in that direction. If some tasty food, if somebody says there is some tasty food available, some masala dosa or idli or some good food is available somewhere, we will travel very far. We travel far for that. So our body organs, our sense organs, sensory organs, they are immediately attracted to the sense objects. Sense objects are like magnets, and our sense organs are like iron filings, they are attracted towards the sense objects. Just as the magnet attracts all the iron filings, the sense objects attract our sense organs. And our sense organs run towards them. And our mind also runs behind the sense organs, because mind is the chief of body organs. Without the command of the mind, the body organs cannot function. So the mind can control the movement of the sense organs. So the mind can command the eyes to close. The mind can command the body organs not to run in the direction of these sense objects. this samyama, this control, this self-control is very, very essential, and this lack of self-control is the reason for the downfall of all the great and mighty. So many rishis, so many enlightened, rich and powerful, so many godmen, so many big politicians, so many so-called attained, so-called high and mighty, so-called rich and famous, so-called celebrities, they fall like dry leaves because of the lack of control, because of the lack of basic knowledge that they have to control the movement of their body organs, lack of knowledge that our body organs are superior to the sense objects and our mind is superior to the body organs. Our intelligence, basic power of discretion is superior to the mind, and our Atma, the divine spark of the Supreme Lord, is greater and is presiding over all this intelligence, mind, body, and even this whole world. Only he who has realized his greatness, the greatness of his self, the greatness of the Atma, is fit to rule this world. Otherwise, he is like a dog running towards its desired objects. So all the high and mighty, the empires have fallen because of the lack of basic knowledge. There is a very beautiful story that the Rishi Ashvalayana approaches the Brahma, the creator, Pitamaha, Brahma Pitamaha, the great father, the great grandfather Brahma. He approaches, Ashvalayana approaches the great grandfather Brahma and requests him, please teach me the Brahma Jnana, which is the only means for attaining nirvana, of attaining total liberation. And Brahma says, you can attain this, one can attain this nirvana, total liberation, only by supreme devotion to the Supreme Lord, by dhyan, by meditation, and by the yoga, that is the inner becoming one with the outer. And when we have no doubt at all about any subject, about anything, when we do not have doubt, then only our devotion is established. Our sincerity, our honesty is established only when we do not have doubt. Doubts bring the wavering of the mind. We have to be very firm, yes, this is the thing. Yes, this should be like light, which distinguishes clearly the presence of objects. So, if we want to cross over all our doubts, we should look everything with doubt only. To overcome the doubt, we should look at everything with doubt, find out by reasoning, by observation, and attain surety of the knowledge. And only when we come to the end of this cause and effect, that is the beginning of the Shraddha, that is the beginning of the steadfastness. Shraddha is steadfastness. Shraddha is actually a combination of honesty, sincerity, belief, faith, knowledge. All these are combined in the word Shraddha. So the Shraddha comes to us only when we are very pure, when we are very sure, when we have a firm knowledge of that. And when we have this Shraddha, when we have this steadfastness, when we have this devotion and sincerity, then that is the devotion, the bhakti. The devotion evolves from our steadfastness, from our firm knowledge. When we know only this is the Supreme, with only the Supreme Lord who is the source of prana, prajna, jnana and ananda, on which all things are based, then only the devotion is established. Unwavering, firm devotion comes only by jnana. By this, devotion evolves. And wherever there is devotion, wherever there is shraddha, there is also the devotion, the discipline. So the devotion and discipline can exist only due to faith, absolute steadfastness. Wherever there is faith, there is only devotion and there is the discipline. Just as there is brightness where there is a lamp, there is no reason for devotion. Devotion is the outcome of faith. And just it is very difficult for the darkness to enter in the bright area, the devotion is like light, and there the doubt will not enter. The faith and devotion are the culmination of total knowledge of overcoming all the ends of cause and effect. And this total devotion, this total surrender is the totality. It is the purnatma, it is the completeness. The devotee is the final state. The devotee of the Supreme Lord is the final state. There is no other for him to go further. The further state is because the Supreme Lord himself becomes one with that his devotee. It is not the Supreme Lord, it is the devotee who can move towards the Supreme Lord. To a total Supreme devotee who has totally surrendered, the Supreme Lord runs to him, becomes one with him, and he flows through him. And this total devotion is total single-pointedness. It is the totality and it is the one-pointedness. And only from this one-pointedness the meditation evolves. Meditation, dhyan, is single-pointedness, focusing our body, mind, soul, all our energy through the middle of our Ajna Chakra, through the middle of our eyebrows, in between the two eyes, and chanting the name of the Supreme Lord with all the love and devotion. That is the ekagrate. That is the only means of attaining dhyan. And this faith, devotion and meditation, these three are the effects or the result of supreme knowledge. Without this knowledge, faith will not be there, devotion will not be there, and one cannot meditate. There will always be doubt. It will become a business, give and take. Oh God, I come to you, I pray to you, give me this. And if you do not give me this, then I will go away. I will not be convinced with you. This thing is wasted. That is not the prayer, that is not the worship, and that is not the relation with the Supreme Lord. The relationship with the Supreme Lord, with the Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, the faith, devotion and meditation. And this is the yoga. These are the three steps, 3 parts of the unification with the Supreme Lord. And this is the way only our inner joy, in our spirit, our Atma, Jivatma, becomes one with the Supreme Lord. That is the yoga. This is the yoga. The inner merging with the outer is the yoga. The inner to meditate, inner can merge with the outer by faith, devotion and meditation, which are the results of supreme divine knowledge. And the experience of this merger is total bliss. That is the nirvana, that is the total happiness, total feeling completeness, feeling one with the Supreme Lord is this purnate, total completeness, fulfillment. It is the total fulfillment. It is the total enlightenment, and this fulfillment is the destruction of the individual self. Is the destruction of all this separateness, that I, mine will disappear with these three, that is, with faith, devotion and meditation. And it is not possible to attain this either by action or by progeny, because I am son of so and so, I am not fit for any relationship with the Supreme Lord, for experiencing His divine love and joy. And one cannot attain by any number of sacrifices, by any amount of wealth, and by any amount of sacrifices. It is not possible to attain this immortal state and blissful state of nirvana, of the total joy. And this is higher than even the heaven, which shines verily in our own heart. And one who is having faith will automatically attain this. It is not a thing to be attained, or it is not a state to be achieved. It is not a journey, because it is the result of the total faith, devotion and meditation. When we are alive, because we are alive, we are experiencing this body. The body feelingness is there. I say I am the body because I am alive. And the moment I think of the body, all its problems, all its difficulties, all its problems, sometimes fears will step in. The diseases, the joys and sorrows, and the requirements for the body, that is the house and the wife and the children and the wealth, the power, the water, the food, all these things, they come in our mind and we start running behind all these things. And once the body disappears, all these things also will disappear. So the relationship between the body and the immortality is the relationship with the darkness and the light. One cannot attain this nirvana, the state to pure bliss and joy and happiness, when we are body conscious, and his whole life is nothing but relationship with the body. The whole world, this whole world exists in relationship with our body organs, with our five organs of senses, with five sense organs, which are the windows to the outer world and which constitute the important parts of our body. Otherwise, there is no relation with the world. If the body disappears, the whole world disappears. All the relationship, all the wealth, all the name, all the fame, everything is related only with the body. The whole life is connected. The whole world is so shallow that it is only concerned with the body consciousness. And the real life, the real essence is only beyond this body, because this body is a very insentient thing which is alive because of the life force. And if this life force is not there, the body is not there. So the feeling of this life force, the focusing of our psyche on our immortal vital force, prana, and the atma, that is the first step of realizing this immortality. And when we are body conscious, the problems of the body comes. When we are conscious of the mind, the problems of the mind, the name, fame, wealth, power, intelligence, competition, all will come. But when we are focused on the atma, on the spark of the divine, we go a little distance from the body and the mind consciousness. And then that is the beginning and the realization of the knowledge of what we are and who we are. So unless we distance ourselves to start with a little from our body and mind consciousness, it is impossible to get the even basic meaning of what nirvana is, basic liberation is, of total joy and bliss is. And this is what happened to Gautama Buddha. The story of Gautama Buddha is very beautiful. And we will continue with this in the next session. Hari Om Tat Sat.